I am Rakesh Sethi, Corporate Executive Chef for Radisson Hotel Group, South Asia. In this module, we will study about Schedule 4 regulation for an adequate location and surroundings for a food establishment. We would also learn about the requirement and considerations suggested for the layout and design of the establishment, as well as the requirements for proper equipments and utensils used by the establishment and the facilities that an establishment need to have for producing safe and hygienic food. Let's start with location and surrounding. Location and surrounding of a food establishment is as important as its products. Factors to keep in mind before deciding the location of the establishment are: establishment should be located away from potential sources of environmental contaminants like smoke, chemical pollutant, objectionable odors and pests that pose threat to the food safety. In case there are hazards from environmental pollution, appropriate measures should be taken to protect the food establishment from any potential contamination. Food establishments should be located away from the areas subject to flooding unless sufficient safeguards have been provided. The surrounding areas of the establishment shall be kept clean, maintained in good order, and adequately drained to minimize any potential contamination from pests, water, debris, etc. Coming to the second part of the module, we will now study about the layout and design of the food establishment premises. Layout and designs of an establishment should be done in a way to avoid food hazards. The design should allow flow of food from receiving to the stage of serving, adequate maintenance, cleaning and disinfection, adequate working space for carrying out all tasks hygienically, and to deny the entry of pests or providing space for harboring of pests. As much the outdoors of the food premises is important, it is essential to maintain the indoor premises as well to ensure food safety. Observing good rules of hygiene in the design, building and organization of workplace helps to deal effectively with potential hazards. Let's now understand the essential requirements of walls, ceiling, floors to avoid food safety hazards. Walls should be made of non-absorbent and washable material. The surface of the wall should be smooth and up to a height appropriate to operation. Sealed to prevent entry of dirt, dust and pests. Free from flaking paint or plaster. Finished and maintained to prevent accumulation of dust, minimize condensation and shedding of particles. Ceilings should be continuous construction with no empty spaces or wide joints. Ceiling in kitchens and food rooms should be of light color and fireproof. There should be no flaking of paint and ceiling should be easy to maintain. If false ceiling is being used in food preparation areas, then it should have smooth, easily cleanable and impervious surface. Access openings to the space above false ceiling facilitates cleaning and detection of signs for pest infestation. Floors should be tiled and sloped without gaps to allow adequate drainage. The drainage should flow in a direction opposite to the direction of the food preparation area to avoid contamination. Floors should be non-slippery, sturdy, easy to clean, non-absorbent, resistant to effect of hot water, sanitizers and detergents. Windows and doors. Windows should be made of materials that are non-absorbent and washable to minimize the accumulation of dirt. Windows, roof vents or exhaust fans that open to the external environment should be fitted with removable and cleanable insect-proof screens. Doors or partitions should have smooth, non-absorbent surfaces. They should be close-fitted and with suitable precautions to prevent entry of pests such as installations of automatic door closers. In case of kitchens without doors, measures shall be taken to prevent entry of pests such as screens, properly designed and installed air curtains, or other effective means to restrict the entry of pests. Food preparation area. Food preparation area should always be kept clean as it can cause risk to the food due to contamination. Few important measures and precautions that need to be rigorously applied during food preparation and sale to ensure its quality and safety are: the area should be in sound condition and easy to maintain. The area should be impervious and smooth, so designed that thorough cleaning is possible. Painted or wooden surfaces are not recommended for preparation of food because it is difficult to maintain. Canvas, cloth, and other porous material other than single service use are prohibited as food contact surface. Cutting surfaces such as chopping blocks and chopping boards, which are subject to scratching and scoring, should be resurfaced if they become too difficult to be effectively cleaned and sanitized, and should be discarded if resurfacing is impossible. Now we will talk about equipments and utensils. It is very important to keep any kitchen equipment and utensils clean, as they may become a source of bacteria that could contaminate the food. To maintain food safety, we are going to discuss about how equipments and utensils should be. Equipments should be able to withstand food, water, heat, and any other procedure applied on it. It should be made of impervious, non-toxic and corrosion-resistant material that do not transfer odor or flavors to the food. It should be durable, movable or capable of being disassembled to allow maintenance, cleaning and disinfection purposes. It should be kept in a good order, repair and condition free from holes, cracks or crevices as to maintain any risk of contamination. Separate equipments are required for handling of food and handling of byproducts, food storage, chemical cleaning and for any other requirement. If wooden chopping board are used for chopping of meat or any other food item, then it must be made of non-absorbent and hard wood. There should be covering lid for utensils and containers. They should be placed in such a way so as to achieve an easy cleaning of adjacent areas like floors, walls, ceiling and pest control. Equipment used to cook, heat treat, cool, store or freeze food should be designed to achieve the required food temperatures as rapidly as necessary. Lastly, we will discuss about the facilities required by the food establishment for producing and serving safe and hygienic food. There are 8 kinds of facilities that are essential for a food establishment, namely storage facility, water supply, dishwashing, personal facilities, ventilation, lighting and fixtures, waste management, and lastly, drainage. To understand these facilities better, let's discuss them one by one, starting with storage facility. There are 2 types of storage facilities. One is for food items and the other one is for non-food items. Storage of food items should comply with these requirements. Protection from contamination such as water leakage, pest infestation or any other insanitary condition. The areas must be dry, well ventilated and enable monitoring and control of temperature and humidity in the storage area. Adequate shelving should be supplied in order that all materials may be stored off the floor to avoid contamination. All food and food items and equipment should be stored at minimum of 15 centimeters, which is 6 inches off the floor on racks, shelves or pallets. Wide shelving units should be at least 20 centimeters or more away from the walls to allow easy access for cleaning and permit easier visual inspection. Shelves should be constructed of materials which are durable and easily cleaned. Non-food item. Non-food item storage have different requirements, and they are non-food agents such as disinfectants, detergents, pesticides and other similar products should be stored separately in a lockable area that prevents the potential for contamination of food. Store chemicals in their originally labeled containers to avoid accidental use resulting in adverse health effects. Never use beverage cups or food storage containers to store, transport or mix chemicals. Always read the instructions on the label before use. Second facility required by the food establishment is for water supply. Any catering establishment requires water supply for various purposes such as cleaning of equipments and utensils, washing of fruits and vegetables, keeping up with personal hygiene, preparation of food articles, etc. Therefore, a proper water supply system should be established by each organization, which should be in compliance with Bureau of Indian Standard IS 10500 requirements. The tanks used for storage of water should be adequately designed, made of non-corrosive food grade material and should be cleaned and maintained periodically. Records for the same should be maintained. The non-potable water can be used for cleaning purposes. Pipes should be color-coded based on potable and non-potable water. Wherever water filters are installed, they should be regularly changed or maintained effectively. There should be adequate supply of both hot and cold water. The ice used in catering establishment should be made of potable water. Non-potable water used for steam production, firefighting and in refrigeration equipment should have a separate system to avoid contamination. Care should be taken for the reflux of non-potable water. The next facility required by the food establishment is dishwashing. Proper facility for cleaning or disinfecting of utensils is essential. The main purpose of cleaning and sanitizing dishes is to remove food residues, dirt, grease and bacterial growth from the dishes. This facility focuses on providing the following. The washing sink, taps, etc. should be made of corrosion resistant materials. The surface should be smooth and easy to clean. Facilities should be equipped with provision of hot and cold water. If possible, dishwashing facility should consist of 3 compartments of sinks that are for washing, rinsing and sanitization each. There should be a separate designated place for washing raw fruits and vegetables, washing utensils and equipments, as it will help to prevent food contamination. Utensils and equipment cleaning and sanitizing facilities should be separated from food processing, storage, distribution and handling areas to prevent contamination. Next, we will discuss about personal hygiene facilities. People handling food should follow and maintain strict personal hygiene as to avoid contamination resulting in food safety hazard. Personal hygiene facilities should include hand washing facilities, toilet facilities, dressing and changing area, rest and refreshment area. Improper hand washing is a leading cause of food contamination which result in adverse health effects. A hand washing facility should comply to the following. At least one hand wash station should be provided in each food preparation area. Additional hand wash stations may be required depending on type and extent of activity. It should be equipped with single-use liquid soap dispensers, paper hand towel dispensers and foot operating bins for the disposal of paper hand towels. It should provide an adequate flow of water at the suitable temperature, not too cold, not too hot. Clear signboards should be installed to indicate that the facility cannot be used for purposes other than hand washing. Secondly, toilet facilities. Toilet facilities is a basic requirement that every establishment should have for the employees. Requirements of the same are adequate, suitable and conveniently located toilets should be provided for food handlers. Toilets should be completely enclosed and provided a tight-fitting and self-closing door. Toilets should be equipped with a hand wash station, including a liquid soap and paper towel dispenser, and a hand washing sign with the proper procedure should be prominently displayed. Toilets should be easily cleanable, well ventilated and well lit. Toilets should not open directly into food area. When adjacent to a food area, the toilet should be separated with a double door and ventilated space. Third facility under personal hygiene is dressing and changing area. A designated area should be provided for the workers who routinely change their clothes in the food premises. Factors to take care for this facility are: dressing and changing areas should be easily cleanable, well ventilated and well lit. Workers should be provided with lockers and other suitable facilities for the storage of personal and professional uniforms. Separate changing rooms should be provided for male and female employees. Lastly, rest and refreshment area. A designated area should be provided to the employees for resting, storage and consumption of food, which should be designed away from the main food preparation area. Fifth facility essential for any food establishment is ventilation. Air carry a lots of dust and contaminants which can hamper the quality of food. Ventilation should be designed and constructed in a way that air does not flow from contaminated area to a clean area. A good ventilation is necessary in food production area due to presence of high pressure burners, which results in high temperature and emission of steam, fumes and smoke. There are two types of ventilation: natural and artificial. Natural ventilation include free flow of air through windows, doors and ventilators. Establishments where natural ventilation is not possible or external factors such as climatic conditions do not permit free use of open doors and windows, artificial ventilation is required. Artificial ventilation is further divided into four, which are exhausts. This basically is a control measure to create vacuum which pulls out any airborne contaminants such as dust, mist, fumes, vapor or gas in the workplace. Chimney. This is a structure created on at a height over the cooking range. This provides ventilation for hot fumes, gases or smoke from a boiler, stove, furnace or fireplace to the outside atmosphere. This too works on the principle of vacuum, same as the exhaust. Propulsion method. This is achieved by forcing clear air into a room by using revolving fans or blowers under pressure. Air conditioning or combined system. This is a combination of exhaust or propulsion system. It is the process of removing heat and moisture from the interior of an occupied space to improve the comfort of occupants as well as to maintain certain temperature for food items to avoid spoilage. Ventilation systems should be designed and installed in such a way that the filters or other grease extracting equipment are easily removable for cleaning and replacement. They should also be sufficient in number and have capacity to prevent grease or condensation from collecting into the walls and ceiling of the establishment. Next on the list of required facilities is lightings and fixture. Food establishment should have sufficient natural or artificial light to ensure safe and sanitary production of food. Lighting and fixtures should be designed in a way that prevents collection of dirt and are easy to clean and fix in case of fuse failure. These lighting fixtures should be shatterproof or be shielded with shatterproof coverings in areas where they are exposed to food, equipment, utensils, linens or unwrapped packaging materials. The intensity, that is the lux level, should be adequate to the nature of the operation. Lux levels have been predefined for different areas of the establishment. These areas are food storage area, inspection area, general area, at food preparation surface and pickup counters, retail, dishwashing, hand washing, toilet areas, for reading, inspection and monitoring equipments. The next facility we will study about is wastage management. Proper sanitation and hygienic practices should be followed to maintain the catering establishment. Establishment must ensure that waste does not contaminate food directly or indirectly through flies, insects or liquid waste. To achieve this, good housekeeping practices and proper waste disposal should be attained. Containers for holding waste should be of adequate size, made of impervious material, leak-proof, clearly identified, easy to clean and shall have a covering lid over them. Waste should be segregated into wet and dry garbage. The refuse bins should have liner of polythene, preferably biodegradable, or such polymer material which prevents leaks and stains in the holding container. It is highly recommended to have a foot-operated garbage bins in pre-preparation and production areas. Arrangement should be made of the removal of waste after each cycle of meal preparation. Waste disposal must have a separate section to avoid food contamination. It is a good practice to store wet garbage if not disposed within 12 hours in a cold dry place. Wherever such facilities are existing, the store should be kept clean and free from animal and pests. The bins should be emptied and cleaned with a disinfectant and dried when not in use. Disposal of waste should be done in a hygienic way in accordance with local rules which are enforced from time to time. Lastly, drainage. Effective cleanliness and safe disposal of wastage is very important to ensure food safety. To achieve the same, a proper drainage is important to effectively dispose of contaminated water and sewage. Establishment must meet these requirements. The drainage should meet expected flow loads, constructed so as to prevent accumulation or backflow of wastewater. The drain should be easy to clean and inspect. Drains should be smooth, preferably tiled in all three sides. The gradient should be at least 1 foot for every 100 feet in linear distance. The drain should be covered in the food processing area with removable grills, filters or any other removable fitting. There should be an appropriate trap to effectively capture and prevent re-entry of the pest into the food area. That's all we have in this video. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.